Hello, and welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Well, we welcome y'all back. Make sure you share the video. Yeah, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment. We have our phone lines open. Today, we're going to do what you call love and memory. So we will have that right now. So just stay tuned. Thank you so much. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family of Shamaya Fulton for Ciari. We do still have the GoFundMe up for her as well as David, which we call Dirty Dave. He's a well-known tattoo artist that passed away both on the same days. We do extend a heart. If you want to open your heart and donate, go to my page, click on the GoFundMe, and it'll direct you there. Thank you so much. Now, to start with the show. All the way from Austin, Texas, we have our co-host, Dwight Robinson. Watch this. Interviewer King D. Also, Keisha. Watch this. Dwight might have to step out. He's going to be popping in and out. He is at work. Miss Denise, our assistant co-host, is out. She had surgery. So please say prayers for her as well. Get well soon. We miss you and we love you. Thank you. Now, I know a lot of people have seen this going across the internet. It was actually blowing up. We are going to talk about entrapment. how men and women get entrapped in situations. Well, it's mainly men, today, because we want to speak on one person was Drake. And interviewer King D, did you get to see that article on him in the situation with the Instagram model?
No, I didn't get to see it, but I did hear that it was um a pretty blown up situation. I don't really get on Facebook much no more, but
Yes.
yeah,
But let's remind everybody, because he was a situation. One, as I look behind him, it seems like he has a fetish with being attracted to Instagram models,
right.
and other people as well. But he's had his situations throughout the years with women. But the latest one was the fact that he decided to put hot sauce in a condom. And what it was is that he met this Instagram model on Instagram, of course, and they both decided to be in consensual with, sexual wise. And what he did afterwards was he went in the restroom, he put hot sauce in a condom. Now, when she decided to get up to go to the restroom, she inserted that inside of her, not knowing that he had put something in it. And she ended up feeling like she was on fire. And at this point, she wants to sue him for this. I know, right? She wants to sue him for damages that caused her the reaction from this here. Now, she did admit that her intentions was to impregnate herself with his semen. Now, tell me your opinion about this right here, because I'm gonna get also Keisha's opinion as well.
Okay. I honestly, it's really funny, but I honestly don't think that she's gonna get. I mean, what is she suing for? She did it herself. Like, I don't get what she's suing him for. Like, it's not like he forced it up her or whatever. But it's just that's
I agree. It's crazy. And I was like, when I read that, I was like, she doing what? And then you already admitted what your intentions was, which is what he was trying to refrain from.
that's what you get.
But my thing is, being a man, I thought the child automatically flush it.
True.
So
No,
my
but he probably just wanted to see what she was gonna do, I guess, or if that's what she was gonna try to do, and she just fell for the hokey doke.
yeah, like to see if he was, see what she was really legit or liking him for him, or just trying to set him up for
Hmm.
for her to get a baby, so that she thought she had to cash a check. Now, Keisha, what is your opinion on it?
I think it's hilarious and stupid. One, to try to entrap somebody that you don't even know if this person is going to be one. I mean, you only probably know about him because of who he is, but you don't know if this man gonna make a good father. You looking at trying to get you an easy life, trying to get you a check, to have you set up for 18 years. It was pretty scandalous, and I can't even be mad at him for doing it because she shouldn't have went in the restroom and did that. So she actually brought it on herself. If I was the judge, I'd look at her like she was crazy. Well, ma'am, you inflicted this pain on yourself. Like he didn't do it to you. You did it to yourself because you were honestly trying to entrap him. Now he can turn around and try to sue her for something. So but I'm sure there's women everywhere like that do stuff like that. So all I can say is men, just be careful who you
Yes.
dealing with.
And see, that's my thing is that, you know, for you to want to do something like that, but for her to admit it, I mean, you can't be that dumb. I mean, to just think that a judge is actually going to reward you any type of monies for causing infliction on yourself. He didn't put it on her. He didn't make her do it. She decided that on her own will.
Hmm.
So my thing is, I mean, like with Drake, he have had his running with other women. He sued one woman for faking a pregnancy. There was another one that had allegations of rape, and he ended up paying her $350,000. So I mean, he has a pattern. But I mean, women has known him. You got to look at people in this field. They are in the spotlight. But he has been put out there as the lover. I guess like Genuine, I really don't know Genuine either. But the fact that, he never called a woman out of her name, people feel like he was just this genuine guy when really, he's been with Rihanna back and forth. But, I don't think he's going back now. She's pregnant by somebody else. But the fact that, she didn't speak illy of him, but he did try to bash her. But it just seems like from what women are saying and not in research, he's not somebody that you really know, that he's putting out there. That is not really him. Now, I'm not saying that he's asking for what these women are doing, but I mean, it's women out there that feel like I mean, that's not even celebrities. That's not even, out there in the spotlight. If they know you got money or it's just a status, you got to be careful on, you know, getting with these women like this. Yeah, you protecting yourself with a condom. Okay. Some men sit there and believe the woman, feel like, okay, she's going to be loyal. She's a very honest person because she didn't want his comfort zone to where she's like, well, I can't get pregnant or, I'm on a pill. So, I mean, my thing is like with men nowadays, they got to be extra, extra careful because there's scandalous people out here. I mean? It's sad to say, but it's like you can't trust everybody because when you talk about models on Instagram, you know what they after. You know exactly what their aim is. So it's not something that you're oblivious to. And evidently he knew, or either he was testing her, because if he didn't feel that way, then why do you think he go to that extreme? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I think it was like a more of a test. Like he was like, I don't know if she gonna try to, what she gonna try to do. Like, and
Right.
she
Because
just fell for the okie doke. There's
they was talking for a minute. This is not something like this happened like this. They was talking for a minute on Instagram. On the inbox and everything, they exchanged number. They even decided to go out and party. So my thing is I guess she thought she had his comfort zone. But I
Well,
mean,
apparently he still didn't trust her if he did that setup. He didn't. I mean, you can hang out with somebody and be an associate. You can even be intimate with somebody, but it don't mean that you trust them, especially if you know that certain women have a habit, or to try to entrap men, basketball players, football players, entertainers. They'll try to trap them. So um she set herself up for that. The whole time she was probably trying to get close to him to get his comfort zone down so that she could, slip in. But she got the business.
exactly, she did. So I mean, I don't think Drake is speaking too much on it because people are actually making a mockery of it. They really are. Even want to name a hot sauce after him. Yes. I mean, it's I don't even know what it feel
What they gonna call it? That Drake?
right. Get a little
Come
Drake,
get that Drake.
the Drake stuff.
spicy drip. So, but yeah, and plus, he had Snoop Dogg went on there, and I mean, it is embarrassing, but to me, I know the men gonna go at him because they be like, bro, why you just didn't flush it, instead of just going to that extreme. But then you look at her, to me, she's gonna have more at her because why would you do that? And then you turn around and want to sue him? You showing yourself just like being like the rest of them to where you're trying to find a way to get an easy check and it didn't work. So now that that part failed and you're upset with him because he did that, but you caused it on yourself. So now you try to get another way to get a check and think it's going to work. That judge is not going to go for that at all. At all. And we got Mr. Dwight back in with us. Um, Dwight, we were just discussing about the Drake situation where he put hot sauce in a condom. What is your opinion on that? Because I know we talked about that at the beginning.
Um, well, my opinion on it is it's kind of crazy. I mean, because you have to know when you're a celebrity like Drake and you're single and you're out here doing what you do, it's gonna be not all gonna be a couple of women out here trying to get pregnant on purpose. So as you can say, get that cash bag. So he kind of figured that out, and I guess he was sending like a message to all the other women that might want to try that. I guess that's why he put the hot sauce in there, and she tried to take the condom and the semen inside of them and put it in herself and got burned. But it's kind of crazy that people would do anything for money. You know, that you have to go after somebody just to have a baby with them to get money. It's ridiculous. That's just my opinion. I mean, Drake kind of went out there a little bit with the hot sauce, but uh,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, we're gonna take a short break and we're gonna take advertisement from Samal Set Apart.
Good afternoon. This is Johnny from Employed by Nobody, serial entrepreneur, proud black business owner, and so my set apart is a part of my story. It raised me. It runs through my veins. I'm so proud. I'm so inspired. I'm just so happy to see the legacy continuing, and I support Samaj Set Apart.
Hello, family. My name is Sishman Rimson. I am the CEO of SMR Security Services. I'm also a regional vice president with Primerica Financial Services. Look, guys, I'm making this video for one reason and one reason only, and that is because I am blessed to be in business and partnership with Samaj Set Apart. The owners of that company are my friends, my brother and sister in Christ. Listen, I support Samaj Set Apart, and guess what? You should too.
Hello, it's me, Chef Tish. I'm the owner operator of Tish's Homestyle Cooking. I'm always rocking that Samaj on y'all daily. I support Samaj Set Apart.
My name's Warren G. with the Young Millionaire in Training, financial coaching and financial literacy platform, and I support Samaj Set Apart.
Hi, my name is Sierra Parker, and I'm the CEO and founder of Queening in My Purpose nonprofit organization. I'm so proud that my organization is partnered with Samaj Set Apart. Thank you guys for being such amazing people. I support Samaj Set Apart.
Hey y'all, it's Brother Freddie, Mr. 50, Mr. 5. I'm stepping in from the shoe shop with day one, Samaj La Familia. And I'm just stepping in to say that myself and the family, we support Samaj Set Apart.
Love you, Uncle Drop.
I'm Donald Mays, and I approve this message.
Now, speaking on these women here, I mean, I don't know what go through their mind. Some people could say it's laziness, but what is y'all input on why do you feel like these women feel like they got to go to the extent in setting these men up just to get paid versus just going out getting a job? We're going to go to King D first.
I feel like women are just, some women are doing the get rich quick scheme at this point. They want to automatically go to the glitz and the glam and be in the spotlight and stuff like that. I believe that's why they do that. I mean, that's the only other reason that I could think of anyway.
Yeah. And Keisha?
Well, I'll think about it this way. If you can carry a baby for 9 months and the rest of your life and the baby's life, you set versus going to an 8 to 5 every day for, the next 15, 20 years, however, long you have to work. So it's almost like they set out and they plotted and they run the numbers, they run the time frame, what they could be doing, how many trips they could be taking, and then to have a baby by him, like you already in. It's bigger than just getting a paycheck, because if you in with him, you the baby mama, you in with some of the other celebrities. So to me, it's a pretty highly organized situation that these women are doing, because she plotted that, strategically. So just be careful, man. Can't get it on with everybody.
I agree with King D and Keisha. And it is deeper than just having a baby, because just like she said, you have a baby by somebody, a celebrity kind of makes you a celebrity. It puts you out there in the spotlight. I'm the woman having Drake's baby and this and that. And you do get your foot in there, and who knows, maybe you'll get a little fame as well and get started. One prime example was that girl's name. She didn't have a baby bomb, but Ray J made her famous. So, but she didn't have a baby. But this is what a lot of some women they think of. They get with a guy, especially a guy that can get them pregnant. It don't have to be. It can be a athlete, a movie star, just as well as an artist. So it's just crazy how people would do anything. To me, it's like selling your soul. You're selling your soul to get what you want, and that's what's happening with some of these women. They selling their souls. They don't sit there and think of the consequences. I guess they just say, "Hey, you only live once, and I'm gonna do this," and that's what some of them do. So,
Exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of people that they go against like it's good that you mentioned the athlete, because some of the people they go at the athletes because of they situation, whatever, but they say, oh, they got her for the trophy wife, or he did, he just want this type of woman because of who he is. But you gotta look at too, why are these women going after these men? Why do they feel like they don't have enough to do it on their own to get their own status? It's like you got it's just like being a
like
rider.
they're
Yeah,
just lazy,
it's
lazy in the money.
exactly. It's just like being a rider on insurance. You want to be a rider on his status. You be a rider on his riches. Be a rider on who he is, and to make sure that you maintain that rider status, you feel like, okay, that baby is the cash thing. When really that's the wrong reason to bring a baby into the world.
Exactly. That's a very wrong reason to do that, just to bring a baby in the world, just to get paid. Like I said, people just don't have those morals no more. They just don't care. It's all about the money. Money's the root of all evil, and they want the fame, the fortune, the material things. They'll do anything to get that bag, as they say. And it's just crazy and everything. So, but like I said, a lot of these celebrities, they know they're taking certain measures to kind of cut that down and everything. So, but it's just crazy that you just got to watch your back. It comes with that being rich and famous and everything, and just about everybody's knocking at your door. So it's
Yeah.
crazy.
But what about these men that's out here that don't have that celebrity status, but they do have a money, they have a good job, and they got a level head, and they believe in catering to women, more or less, if that's the way you want to put it. So a woman sees this, and then she's trying to figure a way to trap him as well. How can
It's
man?
it's everyday it's everyday women that do that to just regular men. If you want that man, let's say he, I don't know, could have been popular at the school and or whatever, and he's still popular. He don't have to be a star or an entertainer. If he's a hot commodity and you want to be in that in click group, then you'll trap him too. So this is not just set for the rich and the famous. This is for everyday, our brothers walking around every day that are subject to this happening to them.
Yes, and see that's good you said that, because you gotta look at two ones that are mentally unstable. They fall in love with this person, and they feel like the only way they could keep them is by a baby. And this is what bothers me, because my thing is that you're not looking at things as a child being a human being or a life or something to bond and build something with. You're looking at it as a cash out, more or less. And that's what bothers me, because when you have a child, when I decided to have a baby, I looked at it somebody for to love me. somebody that I wanted to bond with. It
Right.
wasn't to entrap anybody, you know what I mean? It's proof because I left. But my thing about it is that you have women that feel like that if I could keep them with this baby, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And you have some that they'll do it 4 or 5 kids. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. We got a lot of kids. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, what's your
Yeah.
opinion on that situation?
I agree. Some, not all women. Some women, they believe if they can have a man and give him babies, that it will keep them. And it doesn't always work out like that. Men, I mean, they'll leave. They'll tell you, I'll leave, but I'll take care of my child. But I ain't got nothing else to do with you. But it is women out there. If you make a pretty good amount of money, you don't have to be a celebrity or anything like that, and they feel like they can kind of, as you say, ride your coattail or just be with that man, then yes, they'll have babies with that man. Like just to stay with that, or just that maybe keep him in the relationship. And in their mind, they feel like it's going to keep them together, and it really does. And it's sad that children get caught up in that drama and everything. But uh, the way people are today is just crazy. I mean, I seen a couple of guys. I knew a couple of guys that felt that same way. That but a lot of them left, and some of them still in there because of the kids. But it's crazy, Spicy. It's crazy. You just got to be careful out there. So
Yeah. And see, that makes me think, and I don't know if y'all remember, because I think it was in Fort Hood, Texas. And it was a story about a woman. She had a baby by this guy. And he decided that he didn't want to be in a relationship with her anymore.
mhm.
And it's so sad. What she did, she went to the extent to where she was so angry because he wouldn't come back. He wouldn't come home. So it was a little boy. She took the baby, cut his genital areas off, and she killed him
Yeah,
because
yeah,
because
yeah.
he didn't want to be with her no more. And my heart went out to that baby because I'm like, what did that baby have to do with that? That baby loved you. The baby's a part of
Mhm.
you. And because of a man, you go to the extreme. And he was very torn because he loved his baby. He just didn't want to be with her anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
same.
it's sad. And there's not just that case, there's other cases. And it makes you think, okay, is that the only reason why you chose to have this child? Because you felt like this is something that you could keep him there with you?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what they think, but I know no amount of babies can keep a man with you. You can have as many babies by this man. Do all the tricks, cook, clean, wash his clothes, wash him. You can do all of that, but if the love is not there, if the connection is not there, he's not staying. Now he may stay for a little bit for the sake of the children, but eventually he's gonna figure it out that I can leave and still either take my kids with me or see my kids. Now, however, that woman's gonna wreak hell in his life and whoever he gets with, so he's never gonna have peace. But I don't know, maybe check their resumes, because the woman that killed her son because of the guy, she was only
Yeah.
with him for because of the baby, to keep him entrapped. That was the only reason.
Yeah, and I feel that way too because my thing is, if you was in a relationship and you had this baby, the baby was separate from what you felt from him, and you love your child, and the child wasn't used as a tool or a weapon to keep him there, then why would you take something out on an innocent baby that had nothing to do with something that y'all had before him? Because you had the mother that she drowned her 5 kids. He left. He was another woman. Um, it's like I don't understand that these kids got to suffer behind this. Because of your how you say selfishness, and that's what I'm gonna call it because you're being selfish. It's the same thing as if you these women out here that's keeping the kids from their father because you mad and you keeping a child away from him because he's gone on because he doesn't want to be with you no more. So you feel like, okay, I'm gonna use this baby as a weapon to hurt him. So what is your opinion on that? And I'm gonna go to King D first.
Yeah, when women use, it's true that women use kids as pawns. I mean, you even have women like to do more than that just to try to keep a man. But when
Sure do.
when you have kids by people, like you have to check, like Keisha said, you have to check their resume. You have to figure out, the do's, the don'ts. I mean, they're going to show you who they are before you get pregnant for them, or vice versa. Before you have a baby with them, they're going to show you exactly who they are. So just pay attention.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, you do.
Well, one, what King D said, a woman is going to always show you her cards ahead of time. So when she starts all the little insecure things and just doing certain things, that's a red flag for you.
Mm-hmm.
She's either mental, she has some kind of mental issue. That's a red flag to you, one, to back up. Definitely don't bring a child into this situation, because that's only going to heighten things. So I just honestly think that, I mean, you can't go around assuming that everybody's trying to entrap you, but the warning signs, the red flags are going to be there way, way before a baby is created. Back in my hometown, we had one guy. He was a regular guy, famous just because of who he was. This guy had 23 babies.
Dang.
By 23 girls, and it was so many people just trying to get pregnant by him. Half of the town, sisters and brothers, because of this one person. He ended up getting murdered, but 23 kids that we knew of. Who knows how many hadn't even been born before this guy passed, but he was just a regular guy, and women would fight to just get a little piece of him long enough to get a baby.
Dang.
Didn't even have a job.
But
Didn't even have a job, but they fought.
He was unemployed. He had nothing to go on.
Unemployed. He couldn't work. He was too busy making all them babies.
Oh my God. My
That's
thing is
crazy.
that what did he have? I mean, was it just a charm, or what was it?
He was just a very popular guy. Just he was one of those dudes that every woman wanted to date. He wasn't like the most handsome person. He was doing some illegal activity, but I mean that wasn't even on like a super high level. But everybody, just because of who he was, his status, everybody, a lot of females wanted to be with him. Now all the kids are all adults now, but they're all sisters and brothers, and and we all grew up in the same area. So, it was a lot of sharing. I mean,
the kids,
yeah, I had to get
were they able to grow up together?
They grew up together. The mothers at that point had no choice but to come together because it was so many of them. 23 kids. 23. And he was young. He was a very young guy. He just started very early and had them. So yeah, they're all grown now, but they're all sisters and brothers, and they all get along. And I was like, wow. So, but entrapment, I don't know if he trapped them or if they trapped him. It was just something about him that made all of these women flock to him. And some of them probably were a setup, to get pregnant by him, because I'm sure he wasn't dating all of them. Some of them, just a hit it, quit it type of situation. But 23 babies.
Because you do have some of those men, and I know a couple of them that you just keep having babies, to where, my thing is like, okay, if you don't have a job, if you don't have the money to take care of these kids, why are they here? Because you have some women too that not putting them on child support. But even if he was on child support, they would still hardly get nothing, because the amount lessens as they go down.
Well, back then, the home at the system, most of them were on the system. I sad to say, but most of them were on the system because he had no employment. He had a hustle, but it wasn't an employment. So now, why a woman would want to go after somebody that can offer her nothing, but just to have a status that I got this man's baby. Well, I got this man's baby. And that's really what it became, that you had this person's baby. Well, a lot of them had his baby, but it was just a status thing. Just like with Drake, it's just a status thing to say, I got Drake's baby. This guy was nowhere equivalent to Drake, but everybody wanted his baby.
Wow. Now we're gonna go over to Dwight. Dwight, what is your opinion on this?
Y'all said it all right there. I mean, it's ridiculous how people have that mentality, that mind frame, that have babies. And yes, some women, not all, but some women, they will use the baby as a weapon. If when a man truly loves his child and his kids, and for a woman to do that, it's just sad. I mean, to try to make somebody be with you or force them to be with you because they know you had this love for your child, and that's just wrong. And women are just wrong. I mean, I guess it makes a lot of good men go bad because they do their best to take care of their children, and they're out there for their kids, and they still get slapped around and everything. Uh, but I guess it's just the mind frame of some people and everything. Uh, but it's just ridiculous, But this is real life. This is what people go through every day. Right now, a lot of people going through that. So it's just crazy, spicy. Either way it goes, for the money or to force somebody to be with you, or whatever the case may be, it's ridiculous. It's straight up ridiculous.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you, I take being motherhood serious, and my thing is, I'm not going. I feel like this. I don't want somebody to be with me if they don't want to be with me. I don't want nobody be. I don't want to trick nobody into being with me, because to me that's gonna be fake, and after a while they'll fade out. Because I had an old an ex coworker. Um, he would talk to us a lot, and he wanted to leave his relationship because he was like, I'm not in love with her. And, the only reason why I'm still there is because of my child. Later on, he ended up getting in a motorcycle accident and he passed away. But it's like, what example are you showing? I'm talking about the men. What example are you showing to your children? Because they see that you're miserable. They're not dumb. They see this. They see that you're miserable in this relationship. So my thing is, what are you teaching them? You're teaching them that no matter what, you have to deal with it because you got kids there. And I feel
Spicy, I want to say this, even to the point where they're putting holes in the condoms. They put holes in the condoms.
Oh yeah, I heard of that.
I'm putting holes in the condoms. Like, God dang, putting holes in the condoms.
It's like,
just to
I'm
get
gonna make you
Entrapment.
give me my baby.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's that entrapment, because they want to be with this person so bad. Well, condoms are meant to keep you from getting pregnant. So even though you slick, you gonna put the condom on, not knowing that she done something to it. It's entrapment, because without your permission or your consent, she entrapped you, and that happens often.
Exactly.
Often.
So I mean, what can a man do? Because I mean, y'all said some key words at the beginning. Nowadays, to protect yourself, I mean, from anybody mentally unstable, yes, I would want a background history, a background search, because like, what am I dealing with? What kind of person is this? And even though they say, well, I'm divorced, or this person crazy, it's always two sides to every story. You never know what you're getting, and then you get pregnant, and then you don't know what he's capable of doing. But for a woman to sit there and feel like this is the only way to keep him, or this is the way I could get a check, I feel like this. When I decided to leave my ex-husband, my thing is, it wasn't focused on what he was doing or what he can do or what he's supposed to be doing. I left him with the system. My thing was my place as a mother and what I needed to do for my kids. So I got my butt out there. I'm not old Kardashian that's on websites talking about get your butt up and get a job because you can't talk. She had a silver spoon in her mouth all her life. But my thing about it is that stop depending on men to be a certain status for you in your life. You got to have something, because even an example, you see that, the man can pass away. That don't mean he gonna leave you everything. Because I've seen situations where they didn't leave the wife anything at all, and she's stuck out. You thinking because, I invested all this time with him. Oh yeah, he loved me, but then he ended up leaving this to the association. It's not going to always plan out the way you think, but you got to be careful with these type of women that you're engaging with. Because after this break, we're going to talk about the situation on the line when Cardi B confessed to when she used to poison guys and then rob them. So stay tuned right after this. We're going to do another memory. For the ones that missed it at the beginning, we're asking you to please uphold these two in prayer. Their families, they passed away on the 8th, especially baby Ciari. Please go to my page. There's a GoFundMe there. She is a young mother, single mother, and this was her only child. And I mean, it's very heartbreaking, to lose a child. So I ask y'all just to remember her in prayer. Um, Thank you to the ones in advance that have donated, and that is per the mother's words. Thank you so much. Yeah, to give that a little bit of break. Um, as y'all know, I know it's old, but it's just a fact that we know that there are women out here like this, and people need to be more cautious of what they're getting entwined with, because you don't know a person's aim. You don't really know that person's character, because they could put on any sort of a facade. As we know, in the past, Cardi B was a stripper, and some guys wanted to take her back to the hotel room. But what I didn't agree with, and I have a issue with, and I need your opinion as well, input, is that the fact that she did admit in the past that she did drug up these guys and would rob them. I mean, she tried to confess to that justification. To me, there's no justification for that, because at the end of the day, a guy, if you inviting yourself and throwing yourself on him and enticing him, that's entrapping him, even though you don't get the sexual part. He's thinking he's getting it, but you just slipped him something to where he's unconscious and you rob him. My thing is, King, what do you think about that? And what do you think that men can do to prevent themselves from falling into situations like this?
First of all, I mean, I wouldn't even take a drink from anybody when I'm in a club or, because people slip Mickeys all the time. Even it was really popular back then, but it's popular now as well. That, and also, with the whole drugging thing, it's kind of taking advantage of somebody in a way, especially in their vulnerable state. If they're thinking that they're coming to, have a night or day or night with you, and then next thing you know, they're unconscious and their pants are gone or their wallet's gone or whatever. It's very unfortunate and it's very sad. Women should not do that. And but unfortunately it happens.
Yes, yes.
Men and women both sneak things in drinks. My advice, because See, the thing is, they knew who they were going back with. She's pretty, she's this, she's that. They just thinking about the night that they think they're going to encounter. They get to the room. She got her back turned. She's slipping whatever in the drink. They not thinking because they thinking with the wrong part of them or what they getting ready to do or want to do. If you're not pouring that drink in front of me, I'll drink with you, but I'm gonna see you pour it. I'm like King Do. I'm not gonna receive anything. Somebody can send me some. Oh, the man over here want. No, if I go to the restroom and I leave my stuff unattended, I do not come back to drink it. So people just have to be aware. They so chasing the booty or chasing the other that you lose track of your senses. Like, I always think first for my safety. Do I know how to get out of here? One, do I know where you taking me? Do I, it's just certain things that I'm very aware of. But when they think they finna go get into bed with her, that certain person, they don't care what they do. And then they wake up and, stuff is missing. I hate that she did it, but she's not alone. She just came forward and admitted it. She ain't alone.
Yes.
That's a hobby to a lot of women.
Yeah, and my thing is also is that, I mean, I'm just like you. I'm the type of person, if I go out, I'm not, if I have a drink, I'm watching that bartender, even the bartender watching them pour my drink. But if I walk away from my drink, I come back, I'm ordering me another drink. I'm not going to drink it because I don't really know you. And even some people that you think you got to be careful what, and like, when you are sitting there, you could be turning your head, cover your cup or put something on top of it because people can slip that in there. And I mean, it just, it's sad that you can't trust people like this, but you got to be careful because you'll wake up and not knowing what had happened. Just like situations, like a person say, oh, that person raped me. What are you talking about? I don't remember anything. Or, a baby pop up. Like, what do you mean? We did not have sex with you. You got to be careful with these things. But on these lines, even though Cardi confessed to this, what is your opinion on this? Because my thing is that I've seen on social media where some guy said that she should have been arrested. But I mean, how can you be arrested when the guys don't know or remember? I don't know.
Well, they got to remember when they wake up and before she gave them the drink, they knew that they left with her. They knew that they left going to the room with her. But the thing is, most of them are married or in a relationship. So they cannot come forward and press charges because now you opening up a whole nother can of worms.
Right.
See, these aren't single men that's doing this. These could be doctors, lawyers, people in prominent positions that have gotten robbed. So you can't go to no police. She should have been arrested, but who gonna go make the complaint? She ain't messing with no low level dudes.
And that's true because you gotta look at, these are married men. Majority that go out to the strip clubs, they could be married men. And they don't want that in the spotlight. They don't want their wife to find out or their husband to find out, oh, I got robbed. Well, how did you get robbed? Well, I was drugged. Okay, what are you doing in the hotel room with him? What was you doing with him in the first place? You got to be careful with that. I know some people say, yeah, true enough, she should have been charged, but what you gonna do because they're not gonna want to be exposed because she didn't call any names or nothing like that. So, my thing is that you have to be careful when you go out or who you try. Because even if you take somebody, if you say, oh, we're just going to go Netflix and chill, even though some people know what they chill a different way. But even if you're just attending to just, go relax and conversate and, look at a movie, be careful, because I know sometimes like when I go certain places, I take my own water. Like, no, I'm good. I got my water right here. Because I don't know that person that well. I don't know what you're capable of doing or what your intent is. I don't know your history because people we think we know, and it's surprising us later on, and then finding out they got a rap sheet. You never know. And so, my thing is like with her situation, it's sad. I mean, I could say maybe she confessed to it because it's weight off of her chest. But also this will wake men up to where, hey, I ain't taking nobody to no hotel. I'll go home to my woman first. And, that's what I feel. It's just like that. So I'm gonna get Dwight. He just came back in. We're talking about the situation with Cardi B. Where she confessed to drugging men and robbing him. What is your opinion about that?
My opinion that these men have to be more careful who they call themselves getting involved with, because it has been known that some women use their looks, their beauties, their bodies and looks to lure men into hotels. They rob them. Sometimes they accidentally get killed. What's that group? They made a song, "You Can't Trust a Big Butt and a Smile" all the time. So you just gotta be careful. But she was wrong for that. I mean, at least she admitted it and everything and stuff like that. But it has happened time. I had that happen to a friend of mine. He's with this girl. He was saying she's nice looking, she's beautiful, but she's for some kind of way she rubbed me the wrong way, and that's what she ended up doing. She ended up dating just for a few weeks, and she had a couple of guys. They took his car, they took money. Eventually they got caught like about 3 months later. So it's real out here. You just gotta be careful who you keep company with. I mean, we always tell the women to be careful, but men, they have to be careful too, because women can just be just as dangerous as men can. So you gotta be
Exactly.
careful out here. You gotta be careful.
I agree with that. Now, I know there's one last person I want to talk about, and I know some people probably disagree because they feel like that he was playing two women, which in a way it is, in a way it's not. The Love and Hip Hop Peter, because you do have situations where you have men that's caught between two women, but you got to look at it also, because I was paying attention to a situation that I was looking at today, where even though he was stating that he loved both women, he had kids by both women, but it's like one of them sitting there pregnant, but then the other one's like, well, she was going to be the one to have his last baby, but she pulls out her breast a pregnancy test, and she says, I'm pregnant as well. And then she shows her stomach, which is a little bitty pudge. But my thing is, when I look at it, I'm not looking at Peter playing both sides, but I'm looking at, is it a tit for tat, or is that a way to where they feel like, okay, if I have his last baby, I'll be the last one that be with him. I mean, what do y'all think about that? And how you think a man can handle that? Because now he's torn between twin women. He got both of them that's pregnant here. One's further than the other. But it seemed like from his expression, he didn't plan it. So we're going to.
Spicy, I don't know about that planning, because if you're a man out here sleeping with more than one woman and you're not using protection, knowing that it can just take one time to get somebody pregnant, that's just being stupid. But about the tick and tack thing, yeah, some women, they go back and forth, and they feel maybe if I have his last child, I'll be high rank or whatever the case may be. But that's just crazy how people use kids, and thinking kids can keep somebody with you and everything. I mean, people just lost their minds today. But I agree with the tic tac going back and forth thing. But I don't know. It's like, you had the baby, and I'm gonna have his last baby. And like I said, and if a man doing that, he may not plan, maybe got them pregnant at the same time, but that's a risk you take when you having unprotected sex with women. Having unprotected sex with 2 or 3 women, it can happen like that.
Exactly.
If you got the money to take care of the children, that's fine. But who want that? Who want that kind of headache? You got one woman pregnant over here, one over here. That's just crazy. That's too much. I don't know why they do stuff like that, but that's just crazy to me.
But and I agree with you in this situation. But what if the situation is that he doesn't want any more kids, but she still continue? Because I mean, you even got married people like that. You be like, I don't want no more kids. But
they got this procedure called a vasectomy.
There you go.
Because apparently condoms are not 100%. So if the woman don't want to, go and get the stuff for her not to get pregnant, they had this little quick procedure called a vasectomy, where you cannot get anybody pregnant. Ain't nothing 100%, but it's 99.99999%.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's big enough for me.
especially if you're gonna be hopping from bed to bed and then
Right.
looking lost when a pregnancy test pop up. Oh, you just should have been saying, "Well, I knew it was coming sooner or later." Quit. You need one bed. Quit hopping in all them beds. You're gonna come up with something worse than a baby.
Yeah.
Or STD.
I know that's right.
But the vasectomies can be reversible. So if you get married in the future, as long as it's within 7 years,
Yeah.
if you get married in the future, hey, you can get it reversed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can definitely do that. I'm gonna give you a little life story. It's a true story. When I was in a relationship with somebody, and she's not a bad person. This is my oldest son's mom. Spice, I ain't gonna lie. I was going to the MCO club that night with me, my cousin, my boy. Boy, I was ready to go. When I got that phone call, I'm pregnant. And hung up. My whole world just went shh. But I have to know, we cool. But at that time, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to cry. Not because she was pregnant, not because of the baby situation, just that we wasn't clicking like that, and it was over. And I say, well, it's over, but now she's pregnant. Well, it ain't over now. You got me for 18. And I'm like, oh my God. My cousin kept saying, she said, how you know? It's mine. It's mine.
They think like that too. They like, okay, no, whether he with me or not, he gonna have to deal with me for 18 years. So no matter what, he gonna have to be around.
Yeah. 18 years and everything. But like I said, me, my first baby, my first child, mom, we cool, we get along and everything. But back then, boy, I swear, I was in that bed just shaking my head like, oh God. Oh, help me, Lord Jesus.
Poor baby. Oh man. But I mean, it's true. These situations happen in real life to even people that's not celebrities. But in this time of day, things have gotten so bad to where, you got to be careful. Who you come encounter with, who you decide to go out with, or who you decide to get entwined with, because you got to look at it as well. You got two people that's what was it? Plenty of Fish that they met on there. Two women met men's, and they end up in a hotel or their house, but they're no longer living.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You got to be careful. And then, like one of the women, they try to say that she had drugs in her. But like the family says, she don't take drugs. She don't take prescription drugs. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So they are trying to fight for.
So this man took two women to his house off of that dating website and killed both of them.
Well, no, it's two different men.
Okay.
But I know one of the men, they were the police. I mean, they're very sloppy in that town. It's not in Texas, but they was very sloppy in the situation because they took a lot of the stuff, wouldn't release it to the family, and they didn't do no fingerprint. They talked to the guy, and they felt like they didn't need to pursue the investigation because the guy seemed like a very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, most murderers and people that commit high crimes, they are very skilled in hiding stuff and presenting themselves as one way. I mean, who gonna present themselves as a killer? Okay, so they know how to hide the evidence, and they know how to, look one way by day, and then by night, you out killing people and raping people and doing all kind of stuff, and then you get up in the morning and go back to your office job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See, my thing is that it's funny how you say that because I actually was watching, I think it was a movie, and they say it was a true story. And this girl, she'd been on the guy since she was young. He was a little bit older, but he was showing traits of anger problems. But he had a way of charming people or to persuade them or to make them feel sorry. Long story short, they end up being together, and he came home he showed up one time and he had scratches on his neck. Well, he told her that some dog had attacked him, But then the next time he came, he had this serious cut from here to here. And supposedly somebody robbed him. He had a story each time he came home with some kind of injury. But when she finally did leave him, because he did try to kill her, and she finally left him, and she did have a baby by him with, unfortunately, to deal with him, she had a baby by him. And when she decided to leave him, and the dad told her just leave alone. And so the cops came, and she did, I think she had shot at him, or she shot at him. And then he lived, and he didn't press charges, which I don't see why charges should have been pressed, because it was self-defense.
Right.
But at the end of the day, what happened was that something happened to where he got arrested. And she didn't know why he got arrested, but it came out that when they had him in jail, he ended up being charged for many more murders. And what it was women's that came up dead that he had raped and killed. And the last one survived, and she spoke. And the DNAs that they had, his DNA matched to every woman. I think it was about 12 women. So that showed her she didn't know who she was living with, and she had a baby by, because this guy was coming in with injuries every day, not knowing that he was murdering and raping women, because she wouldn't give it up to him.
Wow.
So it's like you really don't know people now, and it's better to get a background history. Sometimes when somebody's speaking something, even though it's the ex, you need to listen sometimes, because you never know.
That's true.
That ex, only because that ex is saying things, she could or he could be warning you. What he did to that person, you in for a surprise, and you thinking, oh, he ain't gonna do this to me. Oh no, I know how to treat him, because I know how to keep a man. Baby, that's just a facade for right now, because that clothing gonna come off sooner or later.
Yeah.
Because like you just said, whether it's a man or a woman, you got to be careful who you get in the sheets with, because you never know what type of way they're trying to entrap you. Whether it's the way that Drake was trying to do to protect herself, or whether, looking at the way Cardi B was sitting up there, drugging men and robbing them. You got to look at all situations.
Allegedly.
Yes. So that's why, I'm gonna be honest. When I didn't go out looking for a dude, because I'm like, if somebody's for me, it's not gonna be in a club, because when I went, it was just with the girls. I'm kicking it with the girls, and if somebody try to holler at me, like, look, this is girl time. I'm not trying to be with nobody. Please just step back. That was just me. But you had these women that's, looking for love. You have men that's out there looking for love. They want something, not knowing that people are seeing that they're vulnerable. And well, let me buy you a drink. Be careful, people buying you drinks. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not taking that drink. You can drink it. It's sad. But
we definitely doing all of this is alleged. We don't want Cardi B's lawyers to contact us like Tasha K. I'm serious.
And when it's funny how you bring Tasha K into this, because that should have been an example for a lot of these podcasters. Because even though she was caught, we don't know what the truth was. We really don't. The only person know is Cardi B, and that person that she was doing this to. But my thing about it is that it's not good to expose people that you don't like, or expose people for views or money, because look what happened. Regardless how Cardi B is and the things she have done in the past, look how that played out. I mean, anybody can sit there and play crazy or say I'm depressed or fake anxiety. I'm not saying she did that, but I'm saying that the fact is, be careful, because she did want her to stop, and she didn't stop. She kept it up. But Tasha K is messy. I'm sorry.
She's very messy.
She is very messy. And she doesn't back up. She keeps it up. She keep it. Now you talking about, well, I don't have all that money. I don't have money. Baby, you should have thought about that before you open your mouth.
Should have kept that mouth shut.
Yes, that's why I say before you speak out online, make sure you do your proper research. Make sure before you do things, it's the truth. Because when it's the truth, I mean, they can't really sue you. But when it's not the truth, or and they could cover it up, they could get you. That stuff is real. That's why I kind of protected myself, because it's like Spicy Great, baby. That's my real name. Be careful how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
You get sued for that. But we're gonna take a last break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna give a word of nutrition. So just stay tuned.
Good afternoon. This is Johnny from Employed by Nobody, serial entrepreneur, proud black business owner, and so my set apart is a part of my story. It raised me. It runs through my veins. I'm so proud. I'm so inspired. I'm just so happy to see the legacy continuing, and I support my set apart.
Hello, family. My name is Sishman Remsen. I am the CEO of SMR Security Services. I'm also a regional vice president with Primerica Financial Services. Look, guys, I'm making this video for one reason and one reason only, and that is because I am blessed to be in business in partnership with Sumai Set Apart. The owners of that company are my friends, my brother and sister in Christ. Listen, I support Sumai Set Apart, and guess what? You should too.
Hello, it's me, Chef Tish. I'm the owner operator to this home style cooking. I'm always rocking that Samai on y'all daily. I support Samai Set Apart.
My name's Warren G. with the Young Millionaire in Training, financial coaching and financial literacy platform, and I support Samai Set Apart.
Hi, my name is Sierra Parker, and I'm the CEO and founder of Pointing in My Purpose nonprofit organization. I'm so proud that my organization is partnered with Samai Set Apart. Thank you guys for being such amazing people. I support Samai Set Apart.
Hey y'all, it's Brother Freddie, Mr. 50, Mr. 5. I'm stepping in from the shoe shop with day one, Samai La Familia. And I'm just stepping in to say that myself and the family, we support Samai Set Apart.
Love you, Uncle Drop.
I'm Donald Mays, and I approve this message.
Now, if y'all have a small business and you want to advertise it on the show, just inbox me on Facebook, Messenger, or you can contact me on the Unspoken Heart 70 at AOL.com or text to the number that's below. And we will go ahead and advertise your business. We will need it in 3 minutes length and also in a video form as you seen just a while ago. Also, if you have a topic idea, please email me at the Unspoken Heart 70 at AOL.com. Now, I really enjoyed this topic. We're going to have a discussion for next week's topic. A little bit silly. I have an idea, but, we'll see what we come up with in order to surprise everybody. It is based on a relationship, what I'm thinking, so we'll see what we'll do. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let Keisha give a word of nutrition today and in order to advise people that's in these situations. Everyone, this is our interviewer, Keisha.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in tonight and being part of the show. The best advice that I can give you, or just a good word of nutrition, is keep your eyes open and be aware. Everybody that says they love you or they're showing interest in you, slow down, take your time, because if it's meant to be, it'll be. Taking drinks from people, just be aware. Young ladies, when you go out, I know you think you're cute and you just so adorable, but keep your eyes open, because You don't know who's watching you, who's looking out, trying to see how weak you are. So just be cautious. Men, same thing. Don't be so quick to jump in a bed with a cutie. Oh, she's so fine, because you don't know what's lurking up that pipe, or you don't know what's lurking in her mind. So this is the time right now to be aware of everything. Thank you, and you guys have a great night.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Everyone over there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I appreciate y'all. We will be back next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure that you tune in. Much love and have a great week.